And that was a shoot.
Yeah, that's full-blown shooting.
Since you want to shoot, cowboy!
And now, the Real Shoot Wrestling Podcast.
Tim Heel here with Real Shoot Wrestling for the Real Shoot Wrestling Podcast. I'm with some shooters myself. I got TJ Phillips in the house. And I'm also with Josh Lucas. He's in town seeing family, so we figured we'd put him up on the show.
Hello!
He likes to talk from a distance. He's shy.
I like reverb.
I told him nobody can see him, but he doesn't believe me.
I don't know.
So, this weekend, for APWA, TJ Phillips had what many would say match of the night with Rusty Shank. How'd you feel about that match, T?
I actually just got done watching it before I got here. I thought it was a pretty good match. It got over really well. The crowd was into it the whole time. If the crowd's happy, I'm happy with it. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's the way it should be when it comes to working in front of a live crowd like that. What are some dates you have coming up in the area?
The 9th
of July
and the 10th of July. The 9th's in Spencer and the 10th is in Chesapeake.
And that's for APWA?
No. The 10th is for Mega.
Mega and the other one?
The 9th is for
Spencer. Spencer is APWA,
yeah.
And the 10th is for Mega Wrestling. And where is Saturdays located?
This coming Saturday?
No, the 10th.
The 10th, Chesapeake.
Chesapeake. So Spencer on Friday at APWA, and then Mega Wrestling in Chesapeake on Saturday. Not this coming weekend, but next weekend. So make sure you check out some good local wrestling. It's always a good time. This week we're doing the show a little bit differently. Gabe's going to do his part. I'm going to do my part. And then we're just going to probably put it together and send it out to you. Mainly, I just want to talk about people don't often understand why wins and losses matter so much.
Quality wins matter. Losses don't really matter. You know what I mean? If you do it right.
Now explain that, because some people just don't understand it. Some people just don't get it. To them, it's just a loss is a loss and a win is a win. And
well, didn't a win over the Undertaker at WrestleMania mean a little bit more than winning to fucking local job guy on a Tuesday night in a fucking bingo hall somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. A quality win over somebody that other people fucking that's over. You know what I mean? That's a quality win.
Okay, but okay.
Say you're working on a small show, right? Like
a smaller indie show.
Yeah. You want to go over the guys they bring in. You know what I mean? If you're a regular there, that's what you want. That's how you push a guy. Going over guys like the names. You bring in a fucking name. Yeah, people want to see Hulk Hogan win the fucking match, but if your regular guys there goes over Hulk Hogan, then you have the guy who beat Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. But, okay, let's put it in the WWE state of mind that there is now. Because a lot of people, it's just, people don't understand that there's no such thing as the jobber anymore.
No, there's not. And it's killing the business, because it's killing... There are guys... The roster's too fucking big. I'm glad they split it.
They haven't split it yet.
Well, they're splitting it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad they're doing that, because there's people sitting around not doing nothing, making money, which, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And they want to work. They want to be in front of that crowd. That's why they're there.
Yeah.
So splitting that, is a great idea. That's just a
And
side fact.
plus, it also helps that it being live.
Yeah.
It also it helps tighten up your product because people know they got to be on because this is live, and if they're not, then it just looks like poop.
Well, it's live anyway, but for the crowd there, but it's different working for a camera than working for the fans
Yeah.
that are there.
But okay, like in WWE State of Mind nowadays, what don't people understand when it comes to wins and losses? Because
You can lose a match. Say John Cena's wrestling AJ Styles and are wanting to push AJ. Right? AJ is the heel, of course, and he's going to cheat and go over. That's a big fucking win. And they did that.
yeah.
And that's a big fucking win.
But see, people don't look at it that way. The way people look at it is, well, of course, John Cena. That's how. Of course, he was going to win, but of course, that's how he's going to do it because John Cena can't lose clean.
John
it's
Cena can lose clean. He does it on pay-per-views. He loses clean when it matters.
Yeah.
You don't do shit in this business unless it matters. I don't give a shit if you take a step in the ring or it's the angle that they're telling or the story they're telling in the match. You don't do anything unless it means something for the greater good. That's how you have good matches.
Yeah. But see, what I'm saying is you, me, certain other people. We want to see good matches.
Everybody wants to see good matches.
Well, no. Some people that's not good enough. They want a good story behind it as well.
Well,
They
yeah,
want-
of course.
Yeah, but that doesn't always happen. I mean, and think about it. For the longest time,
No, you could have. There's always been random matches on, like the second tier TV show, like Jakked or Velocity back in the day. You know what I'm talking about? Jakked and Velocity had, or it was Velocity had a match between Chris Benoit and William Regal on it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody, I knew that was going to be great, and I heard it was going to be on because it was a pre-taped show, of course. And I knew it was going to be on, and I was hyped to see it. And it lives up to the hype. Watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But there's always been matches that pop up that are great. That's how they figure out, oh, shit, well, we need to do an angle with those guys.
Yeah.
And then that's when you feed the story to them.
Mm-hmm. But they don't understand when it comes to this type of situation because they feel like every time there's a loss, then there's a bury, and it's like
No.
people don't understand like
Somebody's got to lose.
yeah, exactly, but they don't understand the concept of like it's not just because John Cena wins doesn't mean he automatically buries somebody. Like, is John Cena supposed to always lose now?
You can't have him lose. He's got to win.
Yeah.
At some point, he's got to go back to the same thing. You got to push John Cena again, run him through all the mid card and upper end heels, and then build a heel the exact same way, going through baby faces.
Well, I mean, is it really pushed that way anymore? Because I mean, if you look at it,
it's not. It's stupid to me why it's not done that way because you can draw fucking money. It's been proven.
It was, but that was a different time.
I'm not saying you have to have a
Because look at it now.
1980s Southern style wrestling match in New York today and it'll get over. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, yeah, the in-ring work has evolved and changed. But you can take that stuff, what's evolved and changed, all these springy kicks and shit, and make them make sense. And have better fucking matches.
Yeah, but what
And tell better
but what I'm
stories.
getting at is okay. You have Seth Rollins that is cheered, but he does heel things and does even heel promos to try to get the crowd to turn on him, but they don't. And then you have people like Roman Reigns that just naturally hate him.
It's because of the internet.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is it's hard to do those old style of stories to get that person over to do that anymore.
I'm not saying do old style stories. I'm saying structure the story itself in the old style.
But how?
It's simple.
But how? No one. It's
Give me an example of an angle right now.
an example of an angle right now.
Yeah,
What do
like
you want?
on
Do you want a
TV,
mid card, or
on
you want,
TV.
or you want the big title, or what?
Yeah, what's going on? I don't
Okay.
watch it.
All right. Well, right now, pretty much, Rollins shot on him Monday on Reigns and pretty much put over like what happened, and Seth pretty much treated it like as, well, Roman, you're an embarrassment now, and you've embarrassed my name because I'm the one that put my neck on the line to get you in here, and all this.
So
and
they're
that.
doing a word shoot.
Yeah, and while this is going on, AJ comes out and says that he should
I
be
did
in
see
the
this.
match.
Yeah, and then they set it up as a 4-way with John Cena. Right?
And then John Cena came in. Then it was Cena versus Seth and AJ and Dean, and neither one of them qualified for their matches because of a Bullet Club type incident. John Cena lost to Seth because they came out, and AJ lost to Dean because Cena came out, kind of thing. So it's back to just a
That's
three-way,
old.
because
Yeah, but
it's just
that's-
back to now a three-way.
Yeah, that's
so probably next
telling
week
him-
they'll build up to AJ and Cena again.
Yeah.
So, which makes sense to me. I totally get it, you know.
You just
but
explain the angle, and that's a modern...
But see, this is what's going to happen, and you know it. It's going to go back to those two. Cena's going to win, and then everybody's going to say that they buried AJ.
Yeah.
Why is that now?
Because everybody thinks they're smart to the fucking business, and they don't know the business. Thank you, Internet. 'Cause seriously, kayfabe's fucking gone. We know that.
Yeah.
Anybody can fucking Wikipedia pro wrestling and figure out how it's fucking done now, because there's one with wrestling moves.
That's awesome.
So
Sarcastic.
I mean, no, it's scary because kids were bad when I was a kid, fucking backyard wrestling and shit, and doing crazy shit that they shouldn't be doing because they had no idea what they're doing. And the internet was just fucking starting to take off when I was getting in high school. You know what I mean? And that's when kids fucking started sending videos back and forth and shit.
Yeah.
And somebody along the way smartened some of these kids up, and they started talking, and that was fucking the end of that. Everybody fucking knows everything now. You can find out anything.
Yeah. And that's and it's also rolled into TV now too. It's like with Hulu and you know your internet boxes that not your internet boxes, but your TV boxes that DVR and stuff now and all that. You don't have to watch it when it's on.
Nope.
So it's like, well, I'm still a fan and I still watch it, but I watch it at my convenience, and that hurts the product as well.
Yeah.
And you have Hulu that the next day it's like 3 hours, but it's shortened down on Hulu to like the important stuff, and it's like I just what are you supposed to do in that situation? Just understand that hey, times are different. It's not going to be like it used to. I mean, UFC's not even like it used to.
No, it's not.
I mean, are you just supposed to understand that, like, hey, people like wrestling as well, but people also like to have their own opinion and understand that there's other wrestling out there, so that's why more people are watching indie wrestling.
That's the thing, is it's finally paying off that Vince bought WCW and everything, and kind of when he did that, the business kind of went in the shitter.
Uh-huh.
And it's finally the indie business now, I've noticed.
As a whole,
As
the
a whole.
indie business.
Yeah. is going up now because people, thanks to the internet, which is paying off, people are finding this indie wrestling and going and seeing it.
Yeah, because it seems like now it's like I just like pro wrestling in general. So it doesn't matter what it is, I'll watch it. Do I want to watch good stuff all the time? Yes, of course. But that doesn't happen.
No, that's not true because you're just like me and you watch Botchamania.
No, I don't.
You don't watch Botchamania.
No,
man,
the only one
hours to watch Botchamania.
the only one I fully watched was the one you were on.
Thanks, dude.
But it wasn't your fault.
No, it wasn't.
We won't say any names. Anyway, so that's the only Botchamania I've actually watched. Now I've watched like bloopers and stuff here and there,
That's
but
the
I've
same
never really
difference.
watched
It's
an
the
actual
same
Botchamania. But it's like now since there isn't like another big brand, instead of it being, because when you were younger, was it like you were a WCW fan or you were a WWE fan?
No, when I was younger, I was lucky. Where we grew up, we got both.
Yeah, we got both. But what I'm saying is,
sweet.
Was
Because we could watch an hour of Nitro, then watch Raw, and then watch all of Nitro again.
Yeah.
Replay of it.
Yeah.
So you got to see all the wrestling on Monday.
Yeah, which was cool with me. I mean, it sucked for school on Tuesday.
No
but,
way, I love it. I was fucking pumped because the business was fucking up then. It was the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And everybody watched wrestling. So that's all we fucking did in every class was talk about wrestling. It was awesome.
But I feel like there was back then you were kind of like you were a fan of everything, but still at the same time it was like
you
I prefer.
You picked a side.
Yeah, which side were you?
Because you could only in my household I could only get one pay per view a month. So I always went with the WWF pay per views.
Yeah,
they were better. I thought.
But okay, so you were a WWE guy.
Yeah.
When you were younger.
Oh yeah, dude, I was a British Bulldogs fan. That's what got me into wrestling.
I was a WCW guy. But I was WCW.
Time.
But no, I was WCW since NWA WCW. Like since I could start watching wrestling. Like I remember Flair and Anderson and the Four Horsemen way before I remember Hulk Hogan.
Here's the question: what's your earliest wrestling memory?
Damn. My earliest wrestling memory is probably Gary Hart and the Great Muta in NWA WCW.
Okay. My earliest wrestling memory is the British Bulldogs winning the belts at WrestleMania 2.
So which one's farther back?
WrestleMania 2.
Yeah.
I'm a bit older than you, Tim.
A little bit, yeah. Well, see, I mean, but that's not bad.
I'm just saying.
That's not
I'm just
bad.
saying. My earliest memory is a Fed product, and yours was Crockett.
Yeah. And probably because, like, Crockett product was Saturday at 6:05, and Vince product
I watched
was
it.
Monday at like 9 o'clock, right? At first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. So, but what I'm saying is nowadays it's like, for some reason there's like WWE fans and there's indie fans, and it's like,
Oh yeah, they are.
they argue with each other, and I just don't like. I don't think either of them's right. I don't think either of them's wrong.
fans-
I just think there needs to be respect between the two.
There really does, but it's kind of funny to me because the indie fans think they're smarter than the Fed fans.
Yeah. I mean, are some of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. but not.
It's a different thing. It's apples and fucking oranges, in my opinion. Fed stuff is sports entertainment. I'm not a sports entertainer.
Yeah.
I'm a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
It's a big fucking difference, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To work in a Fed style, it's different.
Your opinion, in the world, the two biggest feds would be WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
So, and AJ Styles has said this himself, that WWE is the major leagues. Is that saying that that New Japan Pro Wrestling isn't major leagues?
No, I just feel that hey, everybody's going to put over when they're working at whatever company they're working at.
I've said that.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're not going to go. You're not going to go. To
well,
work,
this one
to work
company
the
was
day,
better.
Today at fucking TNA, and go just days out of the fucking Fed and work at TNA and go. Yeah, I really wish I was back at the fucking Fed and on the microphone. You know what I mean? You don't want to shit where you eat.
Yeah, yeah, but I consider New Japan the major leagues.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just people don't see it over here now. More do now because of the internet.
Yeah,
but before, you know, it was impossible to see. So people don't understand.
Yeah, like, and the only reason why I think
they draw huge.
I know, and that's why I think it is a major league because it's the biggest there.
Yeah.
Just because it's in a different country doesn't mean
it's not.
It's not
as
the
good.
major.
Yeah.
Like if you to go over there to play football, it's soccer. You know, you're not going to. That's like saying, you know, well, you know, since it's bigger over there, America's the minor leagues before you get over there. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, those are the majors, and everything else under is either, you know, super indie or just,
yeah, but
I
just don't see it as the same thing.
It's not the same thing, but I'm saying that's how.
Because Fed shit, I've watched Fed guys go out and do their shit in front of an indie crowd, and the crowd sit on their fucking hands and not give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like, I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've seen you do your fucking cool shit a million times. I'm glad you're fucking doing it. They'll give them a golf clap, but they don't pop. They don't, you know what I mean? It isn't a true pop.
Yeah. You never really get the oh my god out of it.
Yeah. Now, that you can get from an indie crowd, because indie crowds, they're believing in wrestling. Whether, I'm not saying they believe it's real. I'm saying
they believe in the sport of it.
Yeah. They show up to see wrestling.
Because a random show that comes around isn't going to be there to tell big stories.
No.
It's just going to be there to give you good pro wrestling.
Exactly. Unless you're an established company, you run the town every month or every week. You know what I mean? It's hard to tell stories on it. You know what I mean? But you can put together good matches, and that draws houses. Yeah. And that's what draws you indie houses, putting together good matches.
Yeah, which is why I think, and I think WWE realizes this, but the WWE fans don't, is that's why WWE is reaching out so much to the indies now and doing the Cruiserweight Classic. And talking to those type of indie promotions, because you got to think, in all honesty, if the indies die, what do they have?
For the first time, you know, that in my time in the business,
yeah,
the indies actually matter. You know what I mean? They're on the Fed's radar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're actually trying to use it like a feeder system. And the feeder system being taking these indie guys, putting them in NXT, teaching them to work the Fed style, and then turning them loose on Raw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is
that's another thing that's another thing a lot of people don't realize. Like, why are we bringing these big names through NXT? Well,
to teach them how to work.
Well, first of all, you've got
different thing.
Yeah, like if you're on the Indies or you're even in TNA or you've been in New Japan, like working from a wrestling style to a sports entertainment style, it's a whole different thing. So you have to learn how that machine works before you go, boom, straight out there. Yeah. Could they go out there? Are they worthy of going out there? Yeah. But if they go out there the way they are, they could get themselves
Or somebody else hurt.
or in trouble. And
Guys fresh out of Japan, like say they take Nakamura and put him. Why didn't they put him right with John Cena? Right? I've heard somebody ask that.
yeah,
And I explained to him because Nakamura would have fucked him up one day out of Japan.
yeah,
It would have been bad.
Uh-huh.
John Cena.
They would have hurt John Cena.
Because the way they work over in Japan is
he would have hurt anyone that they worked.
Exactly.
The only person, that's what I was saying, the only person that he could have worked with straight out of Japan was probably Brock.
And have him not mind it, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, he's snug. I'm sure he's snug with what he does. But in Japan, snug means a whole different level
Yeah.
than over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, they got to dial him back, for example. That's why they.
But I still think
that's
they're
why they
doing-
have NXT.
Yeah.
To teach them to work that Fed style.
But I think that they are doing an amazing job actually with Nakamura
Oh yeah, I love it.
there. I think they're doing a lot of good there. Do you have a wrestler of the week or a match of the week?
Man, honestly, I've just been Googling or YouTube and Marty Scurll matches again.
Is this still you're on the Marty Scurll?
Yeah.
Have you watched the Hero Marty Scurll match?
Yes, I did.
Did you also see that, to unfortunate events, in my mind, Marty Scurll actually lost the belt to the pastor of Progress Wrestling, and he went nuts and demanded his rematch. So he has his rematch coming up.
That would be a good match.
But I'd have to say this week, my match of the week is the main event of Best in the World at Ring of Honor with Jay Lethal versus Jay Briscoe. Again, it was a awesome match. Some people said it was not as good as the first one, but I thought it was really good.
I saw that match. It wasn't a bad match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the one I nodded off in though, so I'm not trying to be a dick.
Yeah, but you watched it really late.
Yeah, I watched it extremely late.
Yeah, so sometimes it doesn't matter how good it is. If it's too late, you're just gonna fall asleep.
I'm trying to think of what else was on that show.
Well, there was the Dalton Castle.
That
Butterfish.
match I loved.
That match
I loved
was
the promo.
That match
leading
was
up to
wrestling.
that match. That match was wrestling. It was very good.
I
and
also
it's a good win for Bobby Fish, who just recently went over for that belt. That's a good win. It was a good push because Dalton Castle's fucking over.
Yeah.
And it was a quality loss for Dalton Castle, who come back, full circle on the first question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just, stuff like that makes sense.
The Carino and
that was
BJ
bloody.
Whitmer was good too, and it was bloody. And Kevin Sullivan actually made his premiere in Ring of Honor, which we actually knew about, but not to be a dick, we didn't go and tell everybody because sometimes you don't get future interviews if you go blab your mouth all the time. So that's pretty much my part. I'm done, so I'm gonna send this over to Gabe, and then we're gonna put out a show for you fuckers.